We head up north to the fictional track in Northville City, Canada for the Canada 500. And here we go. 36 cars are here today to try to tame this treacherous track and see who can win the 4th race of this very young season. Now let's take a look at some of your Pro Gear Tires drivers to watch. Alex Bowman starts on pole for today's race. He was also the fastest in practice and has showed some decent speed in the last few races. As here's his qualifying run. And yeah, as you notice, the Northville City Race Center got a repavement, and we'll explain to you that later. But Alex Bowman showing some speed, hopefully can transition that to his 2nd win of his NASCAR Authentic Titles Cup Series career. The winner of your last race at Phoenix was Austin Dillon. He's had a fast car this weekend as well, and he starts 3rd today. He struggled here last year with a very slow car with like a 21st place run. He's hoping to turn that around today and get his 2nd win of the season. Speaking of last year, your winner from last year was Ryan Newman. He has to start from the rear today, however, for failing because he failed pre-race inspection. He's going to have his work cut out for him today if he wants to win here at the Northville City Race Center. And finally, Brad Keselowski. He's had a struggling weekend so far as he starts 26th with a poor qualifying time, and on top of that, he failed pre-race inspection. Now this track can be unpredictable, so hopefully he can use that to his advantage and move his way up through the field. Now let's take a look at your GoPro on-track car for this new Northville City Race Center. So again, it starts like the old Northville City Race Center here as they go down the 6 lane down into a front stretch and down to the 180, but this time it's a long straightaway instead of a backbone curve, just a long straightaway down that will create some super speedway action. Now let's head trackside for the command to fire engines.
Drivers, start your engines! Is that okay?
The engines have been fired and we are ready to go racing here today at the Northville City Race Center. Your pace car driver today is Kristen Chincharl. She is driving in the 1970 Ford Escort rally car. Now, if you would like to be the pace car driver, all you have to do is spot Terry's RV somewhere on the racetrack and comment in the comment section down below, and you may have a chance at becoming the next pace car driver for the next race. Now let's take a look at some of your race facts for today's race. This is the first of 6 expanded field races, which 36 cars will compete in those races. Now, cars driving to the rear of the field today: the 6 car of Newman, the 10 car of Eric Almirola, the 28 car of Joseph West, and the 2 car of Brad Keselowski for failing pre-race inspection, the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. for unapproved adjustments, and the 41 of Cole Custer and the 11 car of Denny Hamlin as they wrecked in qualifying. Now, here are your open driver qualifying times for today's race. Now, almost all the cars attempted to qualify for today's race. 3 drivers missed out: the 37 of Ryan Preece, the 78 of Austin Hill, and the 7 of J.J. Yeley missed out on the race. Everyone else is in the race. Now it's time for segment number 1. In row 1, you got the 88 car of Alex Bowman and the 14 car of Clint Boyer. In row 2, the 31 car of Daniel Hemrick, your winner at Daytona. And your last season champion, the 48 car of Jimmy Johnson. Row 3, the 95 of Christopher Bell and the 66 of Timmy Hill. Then in row 4, making the Germain Racing's last start in the 13 is Ty Dillon. In the 35, it's Daniel Suarez. Then rounding out the field in the 10 car, it is Eric Almirola. One lap in and we already got a spin. Eric Almirola spins in the back of the pack. So let's take a look at the replay here. Now the main reason they reconfigured the track was to try to avoid the amount of accidents after Paul Menard suffered almost a season-ending injury. And you see here Daniel Suarez just got in the back of Almirola and turned him around. Now I'm not sure entirely if that was intentional or not. Probably not. But anyways, we still got 3 laps to go with Alex Bowman leading the field. And we got 2 cars out of the race now. 2 corporate teammates with Ty Dillon and Daniel Hemrick, the Daytona 500 winner, and Ty Dillon making their Germain Racing's last start in the 13 car. Let's take a look at the replay, see what happens there. Yeah, it looks like Jimmy tried to get to the outside of Hemrick, and that's what caused Hemrick to spin out and lose control of the car. I'm not sure quite what happened to Ty Dillon, as hopefully you can see it a better angle from the finish line camera here. I'm not quite sure what happened. Maybe he just checked up from what happened in front of him. That's just an assumption. But anyways, we got 1 lap to go in this segment. Alex Bowman pulls away at the win in the 3-wide lap to take home the segment win, as he got a push from his teammate Jimmy Johnson to propel him to the lead and to easily take that segment win. Jimmy almost got Boyer for second there in a close battle for second, as it looked like Christopher Bell got 4th, which is a good run for the 95 team, as they've struggled this year, as this track is also pretty much a wild card. Anyone can perform well, and anyone has a chance to win. As you see, Timmy Hill there going to get 5th and will have a chance to move his way up to a better position. So good job for those 2 Toyota drivers. Alex Bowman's going to finish 1st, Clint Boyer 2nd, Jimmy Johnson 3rd, as you said, Christopher Bell in 4th, Timmy Hill in the 66 finishes 5th in his first start, Daniel Suarez 6th, Daniel Hemrick 7th, Ty Dillon in 8th, and Eric Almirola in 9th. Those 3 drivers wrecked out. Now we move on to segment number 2. Row 1 is the 12 car of Ryan Blaney and the 42 car of Matt Kenseth. In row 2 is the 24 car of William Byron and the 21 car of Matt DiBenedetto. Row 3, 38 car of John Hunter Nemechek and the 47 car of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. In row 4, 2 drivers who had inspection issues, the 6 car of Ryan Newman and the 2 car of Brad Keselowski. Then rounding the field in the 81 car, it is Eddie Gallagher. Your winner from last year, Ryan Newman, is out of this race after an incident here around the 180. Let's see the replay here. Okay, it looks like off the corner, and he was sideways off the 180-degree banking. Let's see the replay here to see if we get a better angle of this wreck. Let's see. Oh, there he is. He saves it, but then goes off the track. Oh, no. Is Ryan Newman okay? It looks like he's getting up on his own power, which looks good, but we'll have to see how he feels after being taken to the medical care center. We got 2 laps to go. And it's a 2-car incident this time. This time it takes out John Hunter Nemechek and Matt Kenseth, who slid on his hood all the way down to the end of the racetrack. Let's take a look at the replay here. Matt Kenseth is leading the field here, and he just got pushed down by William Byron from the outside, and that caused him to go sliding on his roof all the way down. Let's see what happened to John Hunter Nemechek. Ooh, John Hunter Nemechek just got on the side of the track, the wall, and just flipped the car over. Let's hope he's okay. And we have 1 lap to go. Ryan Blaney, your pole sitter in this segment, is out of this race after I think the cars got 3 wide entering the corner, but William Byron was able to take the segment win, his first of the year. Let's take the replay. Yeah, Brad Keselowski and Matt DiBenedetto were 3 wide to the outside of William Byron, and Blaney just tried to go to the inside and follow Byron, but of course that would not work, and so Blaney is out of this race. William Byron's going to finish first, Matt Benedetto second. Brad Keselowski, who struggled in practice and qualifying, finishes third. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., a good fourth place performance. Then it's Ryan Blaney, Eddie Gallagher, Matt Kenseth, John Nemechek, and Ryan Newman, all who wrecked out in this segment. We now move to segment number 3. In row 1 is the 43 car of Bubba Wallace, and probably one of the hottest cars in the garage is the 77 of Ross Chastain. In row 2, the 01 of Kiko Moon and the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. In row 3, the 9 car of Chase Elliott and the 17 car of Chris Buescher. Then in row 4, the 16 of Justin Haley and the 14 of Cole Custer. Then out in the outfield, in the 28 car, it is Joseph West. We got 3 drivers involved in this wreck, the 17 of Chris Buescher, the 9 of Chase Elliott, and the 16 of Justin Haley. I'm not sure what happened to Justin Haley, but let's take a look at the replay. Here's lap 3 of 4, Ross Chastain leading the field in that 77 car. Yeah, the field gets stacked up with Bubba Wallace finishing that lap backwards. Yeah, the field gets stacked up along the corner here, here's the replay from the finish line camera here. Here they're coming off 2. Oh, Justin Haley just gets pushed off. But I'm not sure what happened to Chase Elliott and Chris Buescher. I think the field gets stacked up, and that's really what slows their momentum down. We still have 1 lap to go. Ross Chastain continues his dominance in only his 3rd race of competition. Remember, he missed out the Daytona 500 in the 40 car, but since Vegas, he's finished 1st, 4th, and now is on his way to another great performance here after moving on to the final stage. Chastain will finish first in the segment. Bubba Wallace is going to finish closely in second. Cole Custer works his way from the back to finish third. Martin Truex Jr., a good performance in fourth. Kiko Moon finished fifth. Joseph West sixth. And then Chris Buescher, Chase Elliott, and Justin Haley all wrecked out 7th through 9th. Now we move on to segment number 4. We got RCR teammates in the front row with Austin Dillon and Tyler Reddick in row 1. Then in row 2, the 1 car of Kurt Busch and the 22 car of Joey Logano. Row 3, 2 Joe Gibbs teammates, the 18 of Kyle Busch and the 20 of Eric Jones. In row 4, the 08 of Kyle Larson and the 4 of Kevin Harvick. Then rounding out the field in the 11 car, it is Denny Hamlin. And for the second year in a row, the 8 car is involved in a wreck here at the Northville City Race Center. And whoa, what happened to Denny Hamlin? He landed on his tires, and it looked like he fell off the corner. Let's go take a look at the replay here. Okay, lap 2, Dillon leads with Logano giving a great push. Here's, Tyler Reddick just runs off the racetrack and overshoots the side of the fat track. And oh wow. I'm not quite sure what happened here, but let's take a look at Hamlin real quick. There's Hamlin. Similar to what happened look like with Justin Haley. Gets pushed off. Yeah, there he is. On the bottom. Man, poor Hamlin. Hamlin's able to continue. I don't know how, but not Tyler Reddick. So we got 2 laps to go to determine who wins segment number 4. Kyle Larson is now involved in a wreck. I'm not sure. He does the same thing that Matt Kenseth did and slid on his roof all the way down to the finish line. So let's take a look at the replay here. Lap 3 of 4. Logano gets a huge jump and is able to clear, and that's when the stack-up begins. Maybe Hamlin got in the back of Kyle Larson. I'm not quite sure. But hey, we got 1 lap to go to determine who is your winner. Austin Dillon is able to take home the segment win and move on to the final stage to join Ross Chastain, Alex Bowman, and William Byron. He gets a great jump off the gun. He's able to block Logano when he can to take that segment win. A great job for Dillon to complete the job. Dillon first. Logano's going to finish second. Eric Jones moves up to third. Kyle Busch fourth. Denny Hamlin works his way to fifth. Kurt Busch sixth. Kevin Harvick seventh. Kyle Larson and Tyler Reddick in eighth and ninth, both wrecked. We'll take a quick break and be right back with the rest of the race. Welcome back. We are now ready for the Consolation Race, where two JGR teammates, the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. and the 18 of Kyle Busch, will lead the Consolation Race down, and the top two drivers will move on to the Challenger Race. Denny Hamlin wrecks again after one lap here in the Consolation Race. Let's take a look at the replay, see what happened. He already had a wreck earlier where he fell off the 180, and it looks like he gets loose or pushed by Timmy Hill maybe, and just gets pushed off the track. Let's see from the finish line camera here. See if we can get a better perspective of it. He gets flown up against the barrier and ends up falling down. And we hope he's okay. We have 3 laps to go left in this Consolation Race. We have a 2-car accident with the 1 car of Kurt Busch and the 66 car of Timmy Hill out of this race, and let's take a look at the replay. We couldn't really tell from the main camera, so we go to the finish line camera, and Joseph West with a huge save. This is lap 2 actually, but look at that save by Joseph West from keeping it on the side of the wall and not falling off the track. Here's the actual wreck here. Timmy Hill and Kurt Busch together, and both cars just lose speed on the corner, and looks like that they just couldn't have enough to maintain the speed. So we have 1 lap to go. Martin Truex Jr. and Kyle Busch are able to win the Consolation Race and move on to the Challenger Race after Martin Truex Jr. stayed out front almost all race. Kyle Busch almost lost at the end to Christopher Bell, as Christopher Bell tried to make a pass to the inside but was not able to do so. So Martin Truex Jr. first, Kyle Busch second, Christopher Bell third, Kiko Moon finishes fourth, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. fifth, Joseph West sixth, and then Kurt Busch, Timmy Hill, and Daniel Hemrick, all who wrecked out earlier in this race. Now we move on to the Challenger Race, where the top 4 drivers will move on to the final stage. Row 1, the 43 car of Bubba Wallace and the 14 car of Clint Boyer. Row 2, the 22 car of Joey Logano and the 21 of Matt DiBenedetto. Row 3, the 48 car of Jimmy Johnson and the 20 of Eric Jones. In row 4, the 2 of Brad Keselowski and the 41 of Cole Custer. Then rounding out the field is the 19 car of Martin Truex Jr. and the 18 car of Kyle Busch. Brad Keselowski wrecks out of the Challenger Race and will not move on to the final stage. It was a disappointing run so far for this weekend for Brad Keselowski. Was able to get it back together and move on to the Challenger Race, but look at that outside lane go. That's probably what happened here. The outside lane got a huge run, and Keselowski was behind 3 wide, and that caused him to check up and lose momentum, and that's what caused him to wreck. We have 3 laps to go. Clint Bowyer able to win the Challenger race and move on to the final stage along with Jimmy Johnson, Bubba Wallace, and Martin Truex Jr. This here's lap 2. Look at this save that Mads Benedetto had, flipping the car over but managing to be able to save the car and turn it back on its 4 wheels. Then heading to lap 3, it's Bubba Wallace and Clint Bowyer having a drag race. Logano almost makes it 3 wide and tries passing, but that's going to force Logano to the outside heading into the final lap. And the outside lane is not really what you want to be, but watch this inside lane go. Clint Bowyer, Jimmy Johnson, and Martin Truex Jr. just take off ahead of the field. Truex gets almost pushed off the racetrack by Cole Custer, but he's able to hold on to the lead and move on to the final stage. So Clint Bowyer first, Jimmy Johnson going to finish second, Bubba Wallace third, Martin Truex Jr. fourth, Joey Logano fifth, Cole Custer sixth, Eric Jones seventh, Matt Benedetto in 8th, Kyle Busch in 9th, and Brad Keselowski, who wrecked out in 10th. Now it is time for the final stage to begin. In row 1 is the 88 car of Alex Bowman and the 3 car of Austin Dillon. Row 2, the 77 car of Ross Chastain and the 24 car of William Byron. Row 3, 14 car of Clint Bowyer and the 48 car of Jimmy Johnson. And then rounding out the field is the 43 car of Darrell Wallace Jr. and the 19 car of Martin Truex Jr., who will win here at the Northville City Race Center. Ross Chastain wins here at the Northville City Race Center and gets his second win in his 3rd start. As let's take a look at the replay here. Lap 1, Alex Bowman is able to hold the lead off from Ross Chastain, but Ross Chastain manages to move to the outside lane. Heading to lap 2, again, Bowman gets another great push from Dillon, but this time Chastain was right on Bowman's bumper and Bowman wouldn't let him around. And heading to lap 3, this is where Chastain was able to make the move to take the lead. He gets a good, Dillon gives Bowman a great push, but it's not enough as Chastain powers on the outside and takes the lead heading into the final lap. Then heading to the 3 wide lap, we've seen how dominant that inside lane is in every single restart, and again it proves pivotal here as Dillon able to get around Alex Bowman for second and finish second in that segment. Ross Chastain is going to finish first, Austin Dillon second, Alex Bowman third, Bubba Wallace moves up to 4th, Clint Bowyer 5th, William Byron falls back to 6th, Jimmy Johnson 7th, and then Martin Truex Jr. finishes in 8th. Now let's head to victory lane where Ross Chastain is celebrating his victory as he wins the Canada 500, and again, as we mentioned before, it's his second win in his 3rd start this year. So remember, he missed out in the Daytona 500, but has been dominant ever since. Now let's take a look at your finishing results for today's race. Joey Logano and Cole Custer round out the top 10 here today. Eric Jones with a solid performance in 11th. He needed a good run. Christopher Bell and Kiko Moon with good 15th and 16th place runs respectively. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. making his debut in the 47, finished 17th. Joseph West 18th. Kurt Busch 19th, and then Timmy Hall in his first start finished 20th. Not a bad run for the underfunded team in MBM Motorsports. Now let's take a look at your 21st through 36th. Hamlin finished 21st, Harvick 22nd, Suarez 23rd, and were those the 3 drivers who missed out in the Consolation Race, but finished the race. Then the rest of the field is guys who wrecked out: Blaney, Gallagher, Hemrick, Kenseth, Buscher, Elliott, Nemechek, Larson, Dillon, Reddick, Newman, Almirola, and Haley all wrecked out. They were hoping for the best, but luck did not go their way. Now here's your point standings after 4 races, with only 1 race to go before the All-Star race. Ross Chastain sits on top of the leaderboard with 2 wins, but Austin Dillon holds a ginormous lead, 123 points over Ross Chastain, 96 points for that second position. Look at Bubba Wallace, that 97-point gap. He currently sits second, but the cutoff is getting closer. Bowyer 5 points above. Johnson 4 points. Hamlin 4 points below. And Ryan Newman 10 points below. He had that big drop after his wreck today. As thank you so much for watching here from the Northville City Race Center. The next race we head to is Richmond. I know it was supposed to be Watkins Glen, but a slight change of events forces it to Richmond. And I'm North, signing off.